Hi everyone, I'm Chef Dennis and we're on the road with Chef Dennis and we're in Winter Park, which is not that far from me in Florida, and it's a beautiful area if you've never been here. And what makes this area even more special is it has Peterbrooke Chocolatier. So here's Kevin. How you doing? Very nice to have you here today.
Nice to meet you. See you again.
Yeah, very good to see you again. And this is like chocolate heaven.
Absolutely is.
It's just an amazing store. You have some great employees. Everyone's enthusiastic and friendly, and the chocolates around here are just to die for. I keep looking at different things going. And your gelato. Oh my God.
Absolutely.
You know, so if you can't find something to eat in here and you leave unsatisfied, if you let your sugar high go unattained and you don't have your blood nice and flowing with the sugar in it, you know, it's your own problem. It's your fault. You know, you can really feast in here, and you get a lot of nice stuff to take home. I was looking behind me. We have the rabbits for Easter, and then if you see this, it's a chocolate wheel. That is chocolate just turning. You heard like big wheels keep on turning. Well, this ain't Tina Turner doing it, but it's a chocolate wheel for sure. And we have a light milk chocolate one over here as well. So there's chocolate turning everywhere we look. But you know, this is kind of an interesting store. And how did you get started? How did you decide that you wanted to be a chocolatier?
You know, it's a great story. My wife and I were with Darden restaurants for years, 27 years between us. And we decided when we got married, we wanted to try something different. So we actually moved to Costa Rica for about 14 months. We thought about opening a business out there, and while we loved it, we just didn't find what we were looking for to start a business, and started to miss some of the creature comforts from home and, of course, family. So we decided to come back. We came back in 2008. And everybody knows the job markets in 2008 were really tight. It was tough out there. And we didn't want to give up and kind of go back to the corporate life. So we were looking around and kind of searching out some friends to see what they might know was going on. And I got invited to an interview in Jacksonville. And I didn't even know what for. And the day before the interview, he's like, "Oh, I look forward to meeting you and your wife." My wife, Jamie, was just like, "Well, why do I have to go to your job interview? I don't want to go to this." And I didn't blame her, but I was like, I don't know what I'm interviewing for. We have no idea what this is, but come on down. So we ended up going down, and the gentleman wanted to get us involved in a burger restaurant franchise. And it's just not what we wanted to do at all. We weren't interested. But then he's like, "Well, you know, I'm just starting to get involved with a company called Peterbrooke." And Jamie knew Jacksonville and absolutely loved the brand. The chocolate, loved what they did. Huge fan. I had heard, but it's in his car. From the stores, we tried the chocolate covered pop Oreos, all the different great things that they did, and it was just like, wow, this is fantastic. Turns out the founder, Phyllis, who named it after her daughter and son, Peter and Brooke, and vice versa, was getting ready to retire, and this was her last store. We talked to her and her husband about it, and we negotiated for almost 6 months to really get everything kind of start to finish. And we were able to take over one of their flagship stores here in beautiful Winter Park. It's been almost 6 years now, and we've just loved every day of it. It's been fantastic.
How long has this store been here?
This store's been here since 2001.
Okay, so it's been here for a while, but you've had it for almost half of that time then.
Yeah.
Close to it.
Yeah, about 6 years now.
Did you want to be a chocolatier?
You know, I'm flexible. I love chocolate. I love candies. Mm-hmm. It's a great environment. You know, we come from a food background, so we're kind of mixing food and retail, and we get to spend a lot of time with great people. Right. You know, be it our crew, be it our guests. That's what we really enjoy the most. And you know, people come into a chocolate shop. They're happy when they come in. It's cool. It smells like chocolate. When they leave, they're leaving with chocolate. So it's just a happy environment. You know, you don't deal with some of the same kind of rough things you can deal with in a restaurant environment from time to time. So
yeah, how could it not be happy? I mean, if you're not happy in here, there's really something wrong. Absolutely. Or you're like me, who started a diet foolishly days before I came here to do this show. So I want everybody to know I'm suffering right along with you against all these wonderful chocolates. Let me pull up a few comments real quick from some of our viewers. And Ray Miller's in the house. How you doing, Ray? Good to have you here. Candy Javier Sakai is coming to us from Tokyo.
Hi. I like the first name there, Candy.
Yeah, and that fits right in. Dave Pipe is coming to us from Sussex, England, and he said it was Al Giroux's birthday today, so he's just taken 5. So we have some people. They're leaving. Elena Bellamonte is coming. She's an Italian who lives in England. She's saying hi. Bruno is here. So we have a bunch of people. Carmen from Spain. How you doing, Carmen? And Ann Brock says, chocolate, healthy, good for me, right? Absolutely. It's got to be good for you. So Thanks for being here today. And if you have any questions of our chocolatier, please feel free to leave them in the comments section, and we will do our best to answer them. And we're going to go through some things here. We're going to talk about, we're going to do some demos.
Yeah, demo a couple items.
And we're going to talk about, what it takes to be. Tell us a little bit about how do you start your chocolate process? Like, do you temper it? What do you do to it? How do you get it started?
Absolutely. We have the chocolate, made for us by our specifications, and it's our own proprietary blend. We bring that in, and we use our tempering wheels here. This just basically keeps the chocolate at a constant temperature and keeps it stirring throughout the day. And the way we temper with these is by seeding. So you take bits of tempered chocolate, and you're throwing it in this all day long, and it's replicating that crystal pattern. There's actually 7 crystal patterns that cocoa butter can form into, depending on how you heat and cool and manipulate it. There's only one that actually works well. So you want a nice shiny chocolate, you want a nice snap to it when you break it, and you want it to set up firm. That's the right crystal structure. If you ever get chocolate that's kind of like a little cloudy, or it's just not very shiny, or it's kind of mushy, those are those different crystal patterns that you want to make sure you avoid.
Or granular,
Granular, absolutely. The sugar's not really incorporating well. You can have a sugar bloom or a fat bloom where it's just destabilizing, that crystal structure kind of falls apart.
So how do you know?
It's as much of an art as it's a science. We set these up, we go through a set kind of temperature range throughout the day. We're adding seeded chocolate through it all the time. But you can just kind of look at it. You can tell by the shine of it. You can tell by the temperature of it. When chocolatiers will see them drizzle chocolate on their arm to check if it's ready. It should be slightly cool to the touch because it's really just below skin temperature is in the right range. So our standard dark chocolate is 65% cacao. We have a fantastic milk chocolate, incredible milk chocolate recipe. We keep those wheels going all the time. But we have a 72% dark chocolate, so a bittersweet versus a semi-sweet, and we hand temper that. And that's the same process as this, but we're doing it on a marble surface with paddles. We're moving it around, we're cooling it down to the right temperature. We're going to demonstrate that here with Kate.
That sounds really complicated, and like you really need to know what you're doing for that.
You do, because you can dip and dunk and mold a whole bunch of different things and have them all go bad. And they'll still taste good, but the texture will be a little different, it won't look right, and that's how we end up with imperfect indulgences, which luckily we don't have many of, which is a great thing.
That is good. That's the one thing. That's the lucky side of it. Like I do some chocolate things, but I don't do them really well. Okay, but the good thing is they will still taste pretty good.
Absolutely.
They may not be as pretty as they came out of a store, but they still eat pretty good. Once it's in your mouth, it's still just the chocolate takes over. But it's interesting too. Since you said about the different structures, that's something I had no idea. Never been trained in this area at all.
It's a complex, simple thing. It's really the kind of the way it comes down to, and it's just the art of it. You really just get a feel for it. You can kind of look at it and tell and work with it, and you'll know if it's going to work right for you.
Yeah, is that the temperature on it, 89 or no?
Yeah, that is. Yeah, that's the set point, the actual point. Wow. We start in the morning with the virgin chocolate, which is 115 degrees, and that's where kind of all those crystal structures are just blown apart. And then we bring that down to a lower temperature, and then bring it back up to the 88, 89, 90, depending on the day. How much humidity there is in the air, how cool it is back here, can all affect it. So we'll adjust it a little bit here and there throughout the day. But for the most part, we can work with a pretty set temperature ranges.
Does the weather make it very temperamental?
Absolutely. When it's really humid outside, that makes a big difference. We have 2 dehumidifiers here in the store as well as the air conditioning system. But when it's 95 degrees and 98% humidity, the chocolate will start to gum up. It won't want to flow very well. You got to turn the temperature up, kind of keep stirring it. You really have to work with it to get it to play nice. It can be a little temperamental.
So August must not be a good month for you.
It's difficult, but we're experts. We can do it. So.
Well, it is. Once you work through it a few times and you understand what you need to work with, it's like anything else. You get over those humps that might make some sense. Someone else home crying.
First couple of years, you start to run into some of these, like, what's going on? This wheel always works this way, and now all of a sudden, nothing's changed that I can see, and it's just completely different. You got to kind of work through those, and you learn through time. You get great advice from other chocolatiers, and we work through all those things, and it's been great for us.
Do you ever take this out on the road?
We don't take the wheels necessarily out on the road, but we'll take chocolate out and hand temper it. We definitely do different demos and shows. We've done some little news shows and things like that. And we can do chocolate fountains and big chocolate strawberry trees that we do. So we can do kind of a full service catering just about wherever we go.
So you offer a pretty good service then. Besides the store, you can do catering. Who wouldn't want a chocolate fountain or someone building a chocolate
fountain? I hate to say it, there's certain buffet brands that have introduced a chocolate, quote, chocolate waterfall, which, it's pretty and the idea is great, but it's not chocolate. It's mixed with hydrogenated oils. It's something very different.
Yeah.
And the beauty of our fun is it's made with the same chocolate that we use in the store. We'll add a little cocoa butter, but it flows real chocolate throughout. It stays that same like quality.
But you got to understand, chocolate's not cheap. And if they're giving this stuff away on these fountains at these buffets, guess what? It's just like you think you're getting real ice cream out of that machine. It's not. You're getting what you pay for. And if you want something really good, maybe that's fine for you some of the time. But when it's time to get something really good, you have to come to someone that knows their business.
Absolutely.
Very cool. So what are we going to do to demo?
We are going to bring Kay in over here, and she's got a tray and some spots set up here with some different items we're going to do.
Okay.
We're going to do our Nutty Bar, which is kind of, I think, one of our best items. It's a mixture of pistachios, pecans, and almonds with milk or dark chocolate and a little bit of sea salt sprinkled on top. Salt on chocolate acts just like anything else. It enhances the flavor if you do it in the right amount. So that really kind of kicks it up a notch. And we're going to do that with our 72% chocolate. So we're going to roll a little table down here. She's going to show us how to hand temper that. We're going to mix up a tray, and that's where we're going to start today. And then we're going to get into a couple more kid-friendly things for Easter.
Very good. So I'm going to get out of your way so you can do that.
I'm going to slide over here, bring Kay in. I'll roll the table down to her.
Okay, let me get out of your way this way then.
So this is that chocolate we've got at 115 degrees. So we're starting in that virgin state. We're going to be moving it around our marble, and the idea is to cool it, in a good amount of time. Mm-hmm. So she's going to be working it around. She's going to move it from warmer spots of the marble to cooler. Keep folding it over until it gets down to the temperature that she needs to work with it correctly.
And the temperature for that is?
Again, right around the 88 to 89, 90 mark. It depends a little bit on each type of chocolate that you're using. Typically, the higher the cacao, a little bit warmer temperature to work with. But either way, it's still kind of cool to touch once it hits your wrist.
So this would never really be a cold surface?
No, the marble stays generally pretty cool.
Like room temperature, and then it stays cooler than normal because it's marble?
Absolutely. You can temper on like a stainless steel surface as well, but it absorbs so much of that heat from the chocolate that you can kind of do one spot for a little while, and then it's really not going to work for you. This is where the kind of the fun part comes in. Motion with the chocolate. It's fun to do, and it's kind of mesmerizing to watch.
Wow. It is. It's hypnotic.
Spreading it out. She's getting kind of evenly cooled, and then she's going to do some pretty fancy maneuvers here with the pens. That's working the chocolate around the table and cooling it all evenly. So properly tempered chocolate, it's time, temperature, and agitation. So this is the temperature control. The agitation is what she's doing with her hands, keeping it nice and stirred and properly blended. And then time is just what it takes.
You can't rush perfection.
You can't, no.
Now, let me ask you a question. Do you ever get the urge to just rub that all over your body?
No, because it would probably come out of my paycheck.
We have a lot of people ask if they can stick their head in the chocolate wheels. And the answer is if you want to buy the 40 pounds that it takes that it holds, you can do that. We'll sell you that 40 pounds of chocolate and let you do what you like, and then we'll clean it up and go from there. It'll start from scratch. So.
One of these days you'll get a taker.
Yes.
One of these days we will. We get some pretty unique requests. We've had people want us. I had a guy bet me I wouldn't dip his credit card in chocolate. And absolutely. We have a food grade plastic. We can heat shrink onto just about anything. So he shrunk his credit card in that food grade plastic. We dipped it, bagged it up for him, and he just thought it was the funniest thing he's ever seen.
I hope you got him to pay for it before.
We did. Otherwise, it'd been hard to swipe. But we, Jamie came up with a great idea to put money in a chocolate bar. She saw it somewhere, and we actually put a $100 bill inside of a happy birthday bar. And we've had several people giving that as a fantastic gift.
And you seal them first.
Fun. Yeah, it's all sealed up. I mean, money's dirty, so we make sure it's nice and sanitary and something you're going to be able to enjoy the chocolate once you're done.
Oh my God, that's a great idea. There she goes.
Oh, a little bit more.
Did you go home and your boyfriend goes, honey, that your perfume smells great? It's the chocolate.
I have been told that I do smell like chocolate when I go home.
I guess so. It's got to get in your pores. But there's a lot of worse things you could smell like.
Exactly.
Chocolate is a pretty darn good one.
Absolutely. Our dogs go crazy when we come home. Dogs love chocolate. It's not
can't
good
have
for them, but they love the smell.
Well, I think that's pretty much universal. Everybody loves the smell of chocolate. It's just, it's one of those smells that just gets you every time. You know it as soon as you smell it.
Want to feel it?
Sure. Can't eat it, I might as well feel it. Wow. Chef Dennis was just chocolate dipped. So it's not, I would have expected it to have been hotter.
Exactly. You want it just where it's just cool to the touch.
Yeah.
Not cold, but just a little bit cool. And that takes care of it.
So that's just the cooling process then.
Yeah.
So
Starting and
it's
cooling.
going back into where it came from.
Goes back in there to work with it, makes it easier to dip and mold and all the fun things that we do.
What is the worst accident you've had with chocolate? I mean, not that someone got hurt, but just funny.
You know, we haven't had a terrible one. I think we probably had close to a bin getting dumped kind of on the floor one time, and that it just made me cry. So
Yeah.
you know, there wasn't much more to it than that. Luckily, these guys are really good with, you know, taking care of this expensive commodity.
I had a server drop a chocolate dispenser one time, and it was in a very short area, and it exploded upwards. And she was just dripping. Of course, it wasn't good chocolate. It was probably Hershey's, but you know, she was covered in chocolate.
You know, we did do a chocolate fountain outside one time, and we warned the people, and they were friends of ours, like, look, outside, you get a gust of, it doesn't take much wind, it's gonna blow all over the place. Like, no, it's fine, we insist, we wanna do this. So, you know, of course, we wanted to work with them, and they were clearly warned, and sure enough, a breeze came up, and it just started blowing chocolate off to the side. You know, quickly had to kind of recover, put up a windbreak, and make sure nothing was gonna get splattered. But they took it in stride. It was fun. It was fun for them. You know, it was just an adventure for the day.
You know, that's how you have to look at things. If something bad happens, you know, it's not the end of the world. As long as no one dies, it's not a bad day.
Yeah, I'm a firm believer in that. If nobody dies, we can fix it.
Yeah.
Sure that it can be fixed whenever it is.
Yeah.
So.
And you can just enjoy it. We are having some really wonderful experiences here with this chocolate. Let's see if we got any more. Everyone's just enjoying it. Jerry Murphy is here. What is the shelf life for chocolate retaining its taste and freshness?
You know, solid chocolate is good for about a year. It really is. It's the natural enzymes in it are a natural preservative. So chocolate itself is very stable. It's moisture and heat that's going to cause any problems. Once it's melted, you know, we melt it down and we temper it. Once it's tempered, it's still good for that year.
So you can just keep repeating the process. Is there a point that you've been melting it that you have to say it's done?
You know, I'm sure there is, but we
use so much of it, you have to reach
chocolate. The story of a chocolate bar from us, take it home. A year later, it still should taste fresh and great. You know, luckily, like I said, we keep busy, so everything we're making is really fresh.
Very cool. If there's any other questions here? When she's done, will they share, right? Not sharing is not nice. Sorry, Ray.
We're going to try to work on that virtual chocolate experience for your online.
You know, if we could work on the smell, you guys would really be suffering. Someone mentioned pistachio. I need a bigger bib.
All right, there you go.
Thanks, Steve. So you ready to go?
We got our mise en place over here, and she can kind of just slide right over there and work.
Very good. Sure.
All right. So
Can you turn that camera just a little bit for me?
Uh-oh.
Just
Put
turn the whole
chocolate
tripod.
cheers, cameraman.
Take the whole tripod. Just turn it. A little bit more. A little bit more. Right there. Perfect.
All right.
Thank you.
okay, so for our Nutty Bar, we do about an ounce or an ounce of each nut. So we have pistachio, almonds, and pecans, and then we put them all in here, and then we'll cover it with chocolate, and then sprinkle the sea salt on the top. So I went ahead and pre-weighed them out so that you got your even amount of each one.
I can see where this is going. It's going to be good just thinking about it.
Yeah. You know, and that's been so much the fun is, you know, being able to be creative. There's so many different things that you can do with chocolate, and not just, you know, you can decorate, you can make fun recipes. You know, Jamie's been, you know, our main inspiration here in the store. She's created so many of the kind of new menu items, quote unquote, if you will, for what we do here. And we've got a real following for things like the Nutty Bar and our sea salt bars, sea salt caramels. And then, of course, we'll have to show a picture of Jamie's shoe at the end. That's a
Is that her
3D
shoe?
molded shoe. Oh, that was her creation, and she's just taking it to the next level. We've got a
I've seen that on Instagram and seen pictures of it. You did really well. Now, let me ask you a question. Why didn't you just pour something? Why didn't you just kind of sprinkle?
Because if I poured some in there, sometimes it's too heavy for me to do,
Okay.
and it'll just dump everywhere.
Gotcha.
So I just kind of used the spatula so
Okay.
I didn't get it on everything.
I didn't know if there was a technical reason for that.
portion control,
Yeah.
kind of making sure it doesn't get out of hand.
Okay.
And then you just kind of sprinkle some salt.
Now, is that one bar?
That's one. Yeah, that's
Mhm.
usually it's about a half pound that we do, and we break that up into pieces and sell it in a foil pouch.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, normally in the store we have a 65% dark chocolate, or we have a milk chocolate version, and we can always make the 72% as well.
So yeah, this one is the 72%, which is actually lactose free. Whereas the other ones do have milk in it, but this
Okay.
one does not have milk in it. So
Good to know.
it's
So
always
it's a vegan
added.
option as well. Then.
Wow. Now, do you have any people come in and ask about the vegan?
Absolutely. A lot of people, I mean, lifestyles are changing and people are much more concerned about what they're eating. So there's a lot of requests for gluten-free. We have most of our items are gluten-friendly.
Right.
It's chocolate by recipe is a gluten-free item. We dip and dunk different things in it. We can separate it out and work with it. So we have, probably half the items in the store are gluten-friendly or more. And anything we make just about in our 70% chocolate vegan as well. So we have a lot of options there.
Do you ever have any problems with people saying, well, yeah, it's back there with the other stuff? Or
Well, you have some people with like a celiac condition, and they know what they're able to have and
Yes.
not have, and that's when we can take it and we can separate some chocolate out if it's milk or dark or the 72%. We can hand temper it separately for them. Do everything we can to minimize any kind of cross contamination. The same thing with allergies. We want to make sure that if someone has a concern, we address it the best we can. And I think the biggest thing is we're just completely upfront and honest about what happens with
Yes.
the chocolate. So we're not going to risk anybody's health. They know what it is, and they can determine if it's
thank you.
good for them. And we're able to make a lot of people happy. We've had kids who can't have milk who had their first Easter bunny through Peterbrooke. Because we have a dairy-free option, and it's a big deal.
Now, what makes it dairy-free? Is it just because the milk solids aren't put in it, or?
Absolutely. Even a dark chocolate, like a semi-sweet, has a small amount of milk solids in it just to kind of add some creaminess to it. That goes from a semi-sweet now to a bittersweet, and we just don't have that in there. And it still stays nice and creamy. It's a little bit crispier, a little firmer to the mouthfeel, but it's not overpowering. It's not that bitter chocolate. There's still a little sweetness to it. It's just a really well-balanced flavor.
Very good. Okay.
So that's our famous Nutty Bar.
I can see why.
A couple of kind of fun kids items. Easter's coming up, and it's still a kids' holiday. It's
Back in here too.
sure get back
See
in
it.
the shop.
Yeah, so they can see it when we're talking.
So we have something really fun we do for the kids and for the kids at heart. We've got a fantastic pop rock egg, which is just a lot of fun. You put pop rocks in chocolate, and you think it would just immediately all pop out and be done, but chocolate's kind of in between a liquid and a solid once it's melted. So it maintains enough of it in there that when you bite it, you get a little bit of that crunchy mouthfeel, and you start to get a little pop in your mouth as you're eating it.
Oh my God.
It's just a fun item that kids love.
I guess so.
Yeah. So she's going to go ahead and show us how to make that one.
Okay.
So I have my pop rocks that I put in a bowl over here, and you're just gonna kind of take like a half teaspoon and put it into each mold. And we have like pre-molded out eggs that we kind of have, and then we're just gonna measure out for each egg and just go ahead and put it in there. And then I'm going to fill each egg with the chocolate as soon as I'm done with this.
Now, you use different flavor pop rocks, or is there just one pop rock? It's been so long.
No, there's a million flavors of pop rocks these days. These are cherry. I'm sorry, duty calls.
I understand. Business is business.
These are cherry. So right now I believe just have cherry, but we may, if someone wants another flavor, they're more than welcome to bring it in. We always say that to our guests. Like if we don't have something in the store that they really like in chocolate, then they're more than welcome to bring it in, and we'll weigh it before we dip it and then weigh it afterwards and just charge them for the chocolate.
Yeah.
And so like if they wanted a different flavor for Pop Rocks, we're more than happy to do that for them. And so they're more than welcome to bring in, I don't know what flavors they have. I think there's like a apple and all of that stuff.
That's really a cool concept, though.
So you could definitely bring it in, and we'll make it for you.
Now, who else would have you bring something in and let dipping for you? So think about that. If you're in the area and you have something you'd like specially dipped in chocolate, now you know where to bring it.
Yeah, we have a guest that will bring in Big Newtons a lot, or another one that bring in gummy bears, and we'll dip those in our chocolate for them all the time too. It's a lot of fun.
I guess so.
And also people who are looking for, different dietary restricted items. We're making sugar-free Oreos that we can make with our sugar-free chocolate. Gluten-free,
that's a great idea.
or different items. If they want goji berries, we've got a lot of license here to really be creative and just make whatever the guests would like.
That's really cool. Because you never hear of many people doing that anymore. You're just really catering to guests. So that's exceptional in this day and age.
It really is, and I think that's been part of our success. Is we've taken this. We come from a restaurant background. That's if guests want something, you make it for them. And that's just our mentality. So we've got a kitchen back here. It's a full kitchen. We can do whatever we want. And any requests that people have within a realm of reason, we're happy to do it. It's I think it's been a key to our success. It's just making people happy.
Absolutely. You said you chocolate dipped a credit card. One time, just because someone dared me to, I franchised a cassette. Nobody ate it, but they just wanted to see if it could work.
See if it could be done.
If it could be done.
Yeah. I had somebody bring in we have a chocolate cigar, which is just a molded chocolate cigar. We had somebody bring in a real cigar they had just bought down the street, and they wanted us to dip that in chocolate. So, we separated out a bowl of chocolate, we dipped it in chocolate form and gave it back, but I honestly don't know what they did with it after, because you couldn't eat it, you couldn't smoke it, so I don't know what you do with it, but they were thrilled. So,
hey, if they were happy,
that's what matters.
That's what matters.
It was a job well done then.
Absolutely.
Gotta love it.
So what I just did was I just poured milk chocolate in with the Pop Rocks that I poured into the mold, and now I am mixing the Pop Rocks into the chocolate that I just poured into it. So now you'll have
So now it'll be all throughout.
Instead of just on the top. So.
Now, who came up with this?
That was, I think, one of Phyllis's original recipes back in the day. She was a really great founder for the company. She was creative. She was very quality minded. She had a different take on kind of what chocolate could and should be, and we're very much, the neighborhood chocolatier. We're right here. If you want something, great, we'll make it for you. And that's been, another, I keep saying, key to success. But it sounds simple, but it really matters.
It is. It's a simple concept to actually work with people and give them what they want. And you would think more businesses would understand that, but unfortunately, a lot of businesses don't. That's why a lot of businesses fail.
Yeah, that's the truth of things.
Yeah, you wouldn't be in this business this long. And one time I was coming here, I couldn't even get in the store. It was so crowded. I sat down outside, and there are seats outside. You can sit down. Seats on the side. It's a beautiful little store. It really is. Is this building?
Yeah, it's 1917.
Okay.
It started off as a service station, I think, in 1917. Then it was a bank for a long time. And then it was the East India Trading Company, which was a two-story clothing store.
Yeah.
And so going back to the bank days, before they divided it, and there's offices above us now and our chocolate shop below, there's still a vault in the back. So our storeroom actually has like the day vault doors on it. It's about half-inch thick steel and plate steel on the ceiling, the walls.
Oh my God.
So if there's a hurricane or there's a tornado, come on in. We'll put you in the storeroom. You'll be safe.
There you go. Yeah.
Eat some chocolate. You're set.
That's all you need. Chocolate and a safe place to weather out the storm.
Absolutely.
Oh my God. And Winter Park is beautiful. We were sent here when we first moved here and just fell in love with it right away. So got a lot of nice shops and you fit right into the community with everything.
It is a really unique area. It's just fun. You get a great mix of locals and tourists and just everybody. You can be a tourist from Orlando. We're not far. We're a bordering city. And it's just a unique little fun area. And people find it and just absolutely love it. And now with the Sunrail, with the main stop right here, we've been told the best stop on the line just to stop for the day and find something to do. There's a beautiful park, there's great restaurants, there's Chocolatier.
Have a farmer's market on.
We have a fantastic farmer's market Saturday mornings.
Yeah, so there's a lot of reasons to come to Winter Park, and then when you're here, hop on over to Peterbrooke and get some chocolate and take home too.
Or you can even have a party here.
You can have a party here.
Yeah.
Oh, I saw the pictures right here.
Yeah, we do chocolate parties. You get to come back here and dip and dunk and decorate different items. We do chocolate classes on Friday nights, and we've got a variety. Tomorrow night it's going to be make your own chocolate bars, and we've got all sorts of fun ingredients from chia seeds to dried mango and pineapple to Oreos and potato chips and stuff that you can make your own bars, make your own chocolate covered popcorn with different toppings.
Now, how do you sign up for that? Is there a cost to it, or you sign up?
Yeah, that's for the chocolate classes. It's typically $25 a person or $50 a couple. You know,
It's a nice evening out. I mean, really.
Yeah, it really is. It starts at 7 o'clock. They go hour and 15, hour and a half, depending on what the class is. Just call ahead. We limit it to 10 people to make sure that we give everybody the attention that they need and not kind of lost in the shuffle. And it's a really fun time.
And everybody goes home with some chocolate.
Yes.
You take home what you make. So you don't just have the experience. You get to go home and continue it, which is great. It's a date night and dip some strawberries and make a chocolate pizza and take it home and have some wine. So.
Excellent.
So
What better could you do? All right, now we have our chocolate eggs with our pop rocks in them.
There.
Okay.
And then she's going to show you our favorite little floppy-eared bunny. This is just the cutest little Easter bunny out there. She's going to show you how we mold each one of those individually. I'll bring one over to show the camera that's finished.
So what we do is we'll take the actual mold. It comes in 2 pieces, and we have to clip it together. So that's what these shiny little metal things on the side are. And then we will actually just pour the chocolate into it, and we pour it over a shaker table. We have this a kind of flat table, you can see behind me over here, that we turn on while we pour, and it just kind of shakes it while we're pouring to help get the bubbles out. Because if there's a bubble in the chocolate, then it leaves a hole. So we want to shake it out so that there's not a hole like in his face, and we don't want a holy bunny. I mean, like a
Yeah.
Not really got a pierced ear or something. But here's
that's an idea. Bunnies with a pierced ear.
Yeah,
We can hold it. There you go.
So there we go. I'll hold this side a little closer to the camera. That's our floppy-eared bunny.
There you go. Put it right.
He's just the cutest guy. Lots of fun. So I'll put it right in front of the chef.
There you go. That's it.
There you go.
Cool.
Same with the
I love
bunny
it. I
heads.
love it.
So I'm just gonna turn it on, and it's right back here in the corner, and you kind of just pour it.
Well, you weren't kidding about a good shaker.
Yeah.
Woo! I wouldn't want to have to do that all day long.
Yeah, we're gonna make almost 1,000 of those bunnies this year.
Oh
And
my
it
God.
takes as soon as Valentine's was over, we were pouring bunnies that next day, just trying to get ready for Easter.
So that's a different kind of shake your bunny. Oh my God, that's a lot of bunnies to be pouring.
It is. It's a lot
Now,
of
did you
bunnies.
make these?
Yeah, we have one of our crew is particularly good at decorating. She came in and made those. Everybody here's got skills and talents to do this type of thing, but she's just extra exceptional at it. So she decorated all these bunnies ahead for us, and we'll sell quite a few of these guys too. And this is the biggest master treat. Those are about 4 pounds.
Oh my God, are they solid?
No, they're
Oh,
semi-solid. So
semi-solid.
they're about an inch thick, but like the ears are solid, most of the head's solid.
That's
There's
still a
a little
lot
bit
of
of a hollow
chocolate.
cavity in the center.
That's so
So
cool.
there's our
So
bunny,
then
and we'll
you
put
say
him in the
this-
fridge and
Mhm.
clean him up once he's done, and then you end up with our little happy guy here.
I love it. Very cool. Well, you've really showed us a lot today. I really appreciate your time. And why don't you come back over here with the picture so you're in it? And Peterbrooke Chocolatier. I keep saying chocolate. It's Chocolatier in Winter Park, Florida. And you have a website. I know that.
Absolutely.
And do you send stuff out, or is it hard to ship chocolate?
We ship. We ship all year round. Our website is Peterbrooke WP, so Peterbrooke Winter Park WP. We ship in-state is automatically next day, so it's only $10 for an advertised package. Out of state, the winter months is around $20. Summer months might be $30 because we have to ship it next day air.
Right.
But we ice pack and insulate everything, and we guarantee it. It's going to arrive looking good and not melted. So you've got a sense of security with that, and we're careful how we ship.
Great. So if you want some chocolate for a special occasion, just go to the website, and we'll put that in later. I think I may have it on the event itself, so you can check it out. If not, I'll make sure I add it. But thank you so much for coming. Thank you for demonstrating your wonderful chocolate skills. And look at, there's people back in the store, and this is what's great. I don't know if you saw it, but there were people coming to the window to watch, and people can come all day long and just watch them make things, either on the street window or in the store window. and just get the thrill. Almost makes you feel like a kid again, watching them make chocolate, no matter how old you are.
Yeah, we're
So,
cleaning nose prints off the glass all day long, so we're used to it. It's all right.
gotta love it. It's a good life. Well, thank you so much for viewing, and thank you for the great show today. And
My pleasure.
we'll see you on the road again pretty soon.
Bye, guys. Thank you.
Bye. Thanks.